Huge drama, CRK's on fire, 9 Grandmaster 1 players got banned. Today we're gonna dive into all of that. So how did this situation snowball into a huge deal? What's the censorship all about? And how does the censorship affect you? Yes, you. In order to understand what happened, let's start from square one. Also, I wasn't actually part of this at all, like I'm still in Crystal rank in Arena. So yeah, I had no involvement in this. Also, this video will not explain how to do the exploit, alright? It will not explain how to do it. First, what did DevSys do exactly? Well, they made an in-game announcement. The title says, Notice regarding arena system exploitation and resulting restrictions. To summarize this long wall of text, DevSys banned players for 30 days who win traded to get insane amounts of trophies in Grandmaster 1 at the beginning of the arena season. At the time, the arena leaderboard showed a huge gap in trophies. Ranks 1 through 30ish had way more trophies than everyone else. So they listed the 9 player names and their user IDs, but they're partially hidden. So who exactly are the 9 people? The best way to introduce them all is obviously through a crossword puzzle. Yeah, someone made a crossword puzzle for the banned players. First up, we got Garden. Second is Red Snip, who's actually on my friends list. After getting banned, the trophies got deleted, sitting at 0 trophies in Chocolate 2, unable to log on. So that's the aftermath of the ban. The third player is 1 Radiant. Fourth is Vince. Fifth is Snoofy, which is misspelled in the crossword puzzle. 6 is Mystic, who I actually contacted on Discord. Their response to the ban is this: well, I'm no longer able to play the collab update at all anymore until Timekeeper. My sacrifice was for a worthy cause, and I really appreciate all the support from this. It was really fun doing this, and actually, it was the most fun I ever had. I can't remember the last time I genuinely had fun playing Arena. Overall, the players who got banned aren't actually mad, and they were willing to accept the punishments. We'll dive into that more later. So player 7 is C1 LSO, 8th is Goo, who will be relevant, remember that name, and 9th is Chaos. So now, let's explore the reason as to why they win traded. It wasn't because they wanted the trophies, and it wasn't because they wanted to stay in Grandmaster 1, but rather it was to get DevSys to pay attention to the exploit. This is Jester Goose, the leader of the movement, who actually rebranded to Criminal Goose. He's the one who knows the most about the situation, so I talked to him. A long time ago, him and Goo tryharded the Arcade Arena and the Kingdom Arena like usual, but after pushing an insane amount of trophies, they discovered a matchmaking flaw. So here's a vague explanation so like people can't use this maliciously. Let's say your arena rank is Chocolate 2. Well, you're obviously never gonna see a Grandmaster 1 in your attack log, right? This is also more based on trophies rather than rank. A 0 trophy player will never fight a 10,000 trophy player. However, a 5,000 trophy player will still not be able to fight a 10,000 trophy player. But what if there's barely anyone in your trophy range? Let's say Jester and Goo were the only 2 people with 10,000 trophies, and everyone else in the world had like 0 trophies. Well, the only possible people in their attack logs would be themselves and some crappy bots. Just like how in the chocolate tier some bots show up, right? Yeah, it's public knowledge that bots exist. So if there's only a few people in the trophy range, you can see how they can like communicate and win trade. Okay, I think that's vague enough. Now here's the thing. Jester did report the issue to DevSisters, but they never listened. He made a feedback post in Cookie Run's official Discord server, pointing out the exploit, which got over 500 upvotes, and he still got ignored. He even posted it on Naver, a Korean site DevSister reads, since DevSys is a Korean company, and still no changes. Since DevSys never listened for months, and was probably never gonna look into the issue, Jester took things into his own hands. In order to fully understand how the whole win trading system worked, we need to introduce Jester's gang. So Jester is the owner and leader of a Discord server called GM1 Hub. Only Grandmaster 1 and some Grandmaster 2s are allowed to join. Out of the 300 members, about 30 of them participated in the win trade thingy. The goal was to make DevSys pay attention to the issue, to blow it out of proportion so much that the devs had no choice but to react and address it, which, as you know, did work. Near the beginning of the arena season, they all worked together to gain an insane trophy lead over everyone else, and the plan worked because they were all able to coordinate inside the Discord server. Now here's the real kicker. DevSys only banned 9 out of the 30 players. Why only 9 but not everyone? Well, I don't know, Jester doesn't know, and no one knows. So, were the ranked 1 through 9 players banned? Or were 9 picked randomly, regardless of rank? Jester and I don't know, but based on what other people are saying, I assume it was random. Anyways, Jester told me to explicitly say they knew getting banned was a possibility. In no way should anyone defend their actions, but if this is what it takes to facilitate changes, then that's what it takes. For example, the Ancient plus Dark Cacao drama and the Time Stop Red Velvet Dragon exploit, and here's him explaining how he's the ringleader of the whole operation and more info about his teammates if you want to pause and read it. Alright, let's move on to the really bad stuff, the unfortunate aftermath of the whole arena incident, but it's more like revealing an old problem that's been going on for a really long time. Diffsys barely listens to the English side of the community. Before we tie this to the arena drama, I'm gonna give you a raw example that's really relevant. So a long time ago, there was a Young Kofi guest cookie. Young Kofi was completely paywalled. Players were obviously upset about this and complained to Dev Sisters. So if Dev Sisters actually listened, then they wouldn't have done this ever again, right? Well, guess what? We got a new guest cookie, Derpy and Susie, and guess what? They're also paywalled. But here's the real kicker, they're actually more expensive than Young Kofi. Not only did Diffsys ignore everyone, but they actually doubled down and made it more expensive. So when you ask for less paywalls, well, they're just not listening at all. And this negatively impacts the game cause they don't listen to feedback. Now let's move on to how this ties to the arena drama. Cookie Run Kingdom has an official Discord server. They have a text channel called Kingdom Feedback. You send a message describing how you want the game to change and improve. Other players can upvote or downvote your messages, with 100 upvotes being uncommon and really good, and 500 upvotes like Jester's feedback being extremely rare. So you'd expect to see a lot of feedback about the whole arena drama, right? Well, those messages are starting to get deleted. Yeah, the Kingdom Feedback channel is actually pretty worthless, cause whenever a mod or devsys sees something they don't like, they just delete it. And they wrote the rules in a way where they can basically do like almost whatever they want. To make matters a whole lot worse, remember Jester's 500 upvote feedback and how it was posted 2 months ago? Well, that got deleted today. A 2-month-old feedback was deleted now. You gotta be kidding me. This person is spot on. Here's a suggestion. Please stop deleting actual feedback. You have a feedback channel for a reason. Don't delete feedback from it. But what does this imply for all of you? Well, you probably get it by this point, but it feels like the English audience isn't listened to, especially cause that Kingdom Feedback channel is pretty much useless. It takes gigantic incidents like the arena drama to get actual changes made. Your feedback is going to waste, and your constructive criticism gets ignored, just like what this person says. I understand there's a divide between feedbacks that get listened to and feedbacks that don't, but I hope this can reach your team or whoever reads these. There's a serious problem with getting your company to listen to feedback from English players. Multiple times in the past, and even now, we've had to contact Korean players to bring light to what could either be a bug or an exploitable part of the game. I understand that as a company you can't listen to everyone, but we need more transparency on the English side of the community. It's not fair for us to have to constantly find insane ways to contact you all when we have a channel right here, Kingdom Feedback, one that you barely listen to, proven especially with the recent arena situation. On the other hand, you know why YouTube's pretty good? Cause you can actually say whatever you want on here. What do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe for more drama videos, alright?